Okay, I'm live. Let me know if I'm 5x5 or 3x3 or John, where are you? Probably going to move the phone back in a better signal area. Hopefully that helped. I put it back into what I consider a more friendly signal area. Hopefully, some people get the notifications. Notifications have not been going out from YouTube. I've noticed. I used to get notifications when Prepper Nation was doing a video. I haven't got a lot of them. Been missing a lot of them. I missed a lot on Body Beatdown. I had to go in and look for them. So I don't know what YouTube's doing. If they're having a little hard drive problem or storage problem, or maybe they're just mad at us. So, welcome to Second Breakfast. I had a breakfast earlier this morning, and then I did a hike in the woods, which I'll post later on both my channels, MacBean Farms and Prepping, and also on Scottish Fitness. Easily was out in the woods for a good 40 minutes. It was nice and relaxing, and I do hope you enjoy the video. It's kind of like your virtual tour of the woods behind my house. So once again, I hope you do enjoy it. If not, don't watch it. I got a lot of activities planned for today. I don't know if I'm going to be able to squeeze them in, but I'm going to make my best attempt. So first of all, second breakfast. While it's digesting, I'll probably hop on the mower for a little bit. And then I'll probably fire up the rototiller for a little bit. By then the food should be digested. I'm going to try to throw some discus again. I'm still just doing the tail end of the throw. There are like 3 parts of the throw. And my son, who I trained ever since 5th grade, reminded me of some of the training that you start from the end and work yourself to the beginning. So this week is the release. Yesterday I threw 2 of them right into the 116 feet. One was 115 and a half, the other was 116, which was 5 more feet than I threw the last time. So I'm making progress. I'll continue to do that this week when I can. The weather is going to get poor. Then next week I will start with the last 2 steps. So I'll be a 2-stepper and throw the best I can, and we'll go from there. And then the week after that, I'll probably do the full spin. But what I'm going to do is try to get as much work in as possible, trying to keep the day full. I do miss out on my afternoon naps, but I sleep better at night. So I guess there's that. Does it look like my notification went out? I did give it 15 minutes. Sometimes you have to give it a half hour for YouTube to send it out. I don't know. But this will be for everybody who watches it afterwards on the replay, which I know I do get a lot of people that do that, especially Michael at Body Beatdown. So a couple of the troll things I've seen lately. So I had one on Instagram, which I'm getting less and less. Miss Worm, how we doing? Hey, I'll go get Banks to say hello to you. She's been waiting for you. Hey, Bankster. Hey, Bankster. Let's go say hi to Miss Worm. Well, there we go. Say hi, Miss Worm. So she has become a house cat. Full-blown, 100% house cat. And she's attached to me. When I come home after work, she is all around my feet, just all around, just all in Daddy's feet. Come on, hold me. Wherever I go, she goes. And then when I get up in the morning, it's the same thing. I'm trying to watch Prepper Nation while she's on my lap. Makes it hard to make comments. I got to type one-handed. Yeah, I know. So let's say thank you, Miss Worm. Yep, she just sent you treats and toys. Well, inadvertently, she sent me money. I went and got the treat and toys. So, yep, she is a full-blown house cat now. Just living large, aren't you, kitty kitty? I know. So, troll comments of the week. Not too many of them. And only one was really dealt with me. You want to go outside, Banks? Want to go outside? Okay. Yeah, get out there. Yeah. Now that the weather's nice, she spends more time. So, for anybody who's watching this later than that, Miss Worm has a channel where she reads some short stories that she's done. She has an awesome narrating voice. I highly recommend it. So, troll comments, I had one on Instagram. Please stop posting videos. Oh, okay, Boomer, I'll do that. So I blocked him. So in his mind, well, I guess I stopped posting videos because he can't see them anymore. In my mind, I don't have to suffer an idiot. It was called a win-win. So the lovely flowers, thanks for asking. I picked them about a half hour ago in my walk to the woods for Mrs. Scottish Fitness. So she comes home, she'll have the flowers, I'll have a little note. But my best artist, which is very poor, is let her know I love her. Because we don't get to see each other Monday through Friday because she's at work now. I will go to work when she gets home. So I will be at work before she gets home. I get home at 11:30 at night. She's out. She's sleeping. She gets up at 5 a.m. So during the week, we don't have the opportunity to have much communication. Saturday generally is our day together. So we either stay at the house and do things, or we go to Utica, to some of our favorite places, which is Jamie Mix's Outpost for live music and Clark Run Winery. Our two favorite places. There are also good places there to visit too, but those are the ones that we go to almost every time. And this Saturday, they're going to have a band called Abby Normal. So I think you would appreciate that one. This one called Abby Normal. They play good music, from the 80s, early 90s. They know us. We anytime they're in town, we usually go watch them when we can, as long as the schedule works out. So that will be our thing on Saturday. So those are the flowers I picked from her out in the woods. And I will upload those videos later on this evening. So one will be on my farm's channel, one will be on this channel. The video is about a half hour. It's just me dropping in the woods, just enjoying the scenery. And part of that's me picking these flowers. So I picked them on my way back. They would not wilt. They're probably only good for about a day or two, but they grow out there in huge numbers. So something to make the wife happy. So the Instagram one was, I had another one who was saying, you guys are idiots, this is fake, blah, 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 blah. I had people come, no, I've actually lifted with this guy. And he kept posting that on every video. And I finally said, it's time for you to go troll. Life is too short for me to suffer a troll. I'm sorry you don't have a life. I'm sorry life sucks for you. I'm sorry your mom's not checking on you, seeing what sort of stupidity you're up to. You got to go. Block. See you later. Bye. Which I like about Instagram. Because when you block them, you block any account they make. Unlike Facebook, where they can just make another Facebook. Instagram, once you're blocked, you're gone. You make a new account, you're still blocked. They have your IP address. So I do like that. One thing that I like Instagram over YouTube. YouTube should have that ability. For some reason, they don't, and I don't know why that is. So today, for second breakfast, I'm going to make bacon, egg, and cheese sandwiches. And I'll probably make one or two extra to take to work with me. And I did put a list on everything I want to accomplish today. I don't know if I'll get to everything, but it's good to have a list. And so far today's been going good. The sun's shining. It's supposed to be in the 70s. Today we'll probably get some rain later on. Thanks, Randy, from Missouri. And then next week, or tomorrow, I think it's still going to be warm but rainy. And then we got Saturday and Sunday just going to be lousy weather. So one day we'll be inside listening to the band, and then Sunday I'll work my overtime. Because you got to make the money when the sun is shining, or in this case, when the sun's not shining. So I got the heat going, getting ready to put the bacon on there. That'll be the first thing I start cooking. Then once the bacon is cooked and dried out, I'll fry up a couple eggs. I'll toast the bread. And it's a simple yet nutritious breakfast. The second comment is on another creator, which I don't follow, and I don't think anybody else here follows, but he made fun of another lifter, and I don't put up with that. That's ridiculous that you would sit there and your video would be featuring somebody else who's trying to get in shape, who's dedicating a lot of time and effort to getting stronger, and is trying to motivate other people. Then you have this shitbag, and I commented on him. So if you are listening, you're the shitbag. Instead of just posting his stuff, which his stuff looked good, and just letting it stand on his own, no, he has to sit there and ridicule somebody who's older than him. And then, well, here's how you're supposed to do it. I got an idea. Just show how you do it, and the content will be fine. All right. Don't be sitting there pulling somebody else out there and making fun of them. That's childish. That's ridiculous. And you might have your followers that are of the same mental level, garbage, but you're not going to get people that are really serious about lifting. They're going to look at that video and going, yeah, you're a jerk. So I'm not going to call out who he was. I did put a comment on that video, let them know that you probably should just let your video stand on your own work, because there's nothing wrong with your work. But sitting there ridiculing somebody else who's trying very hard and throwing insults is childish. And you wouldn't do it in the gym because, as you called him, the fat overweight guy would have kicked your little lily ass. I'm just telling you that right now. So we're brave behind the keyboards. Big muscles don't mean you can fight. I guarantee it. A lanky guy will beat your butt. Makes you want to go out. So make up your mind. You in, you out. What if she's just staring at me going, well, Dad, I'm back at the door. She'll figure it out. So that's my thing on trolls and a creator to make fun of another creator. Stand on your own 2 feet. Don't be sitting there going, oh, I'm good because this person's bad. All exercise is good. Everybody's got their own journey. Everybody's got their own level. And everybody's got their own way of doing it. And I support all of that. I don't want people working out the way I do. But I work out extreme. And I'm not telling you that's the only way you can do it. And when people sit there and go, well, you're not benching right. I've been doing it for 50 years. And benching right for me. Okay. So, agree with the comment. Don't agree with the comment. I don't care. I don't mind having a discussion. I don't mind saying, well, hey, this would be, what I think you should do. That's great. But when you throw out insults, you're just a jerk. And I've got no time for jerks. So you're sitting there, making fun of somebody who I follow and who follows me, who works very hard to have this fitness at the level where it's at. And I found the comment a little bit of an asshole. Sorry about the language, but he is what he is. Like the expression, blowing out somebody else's candle to make yours glow any brighter. Okay, well, that's a good expression. And that's basically what it is. Yeah, you can't stand on your own content. Well, then that just sucks. And I've done that in life where, I'm looking to purchase something and the other person is trying to sell me the same product. Well, don't buy it from them because they're bad. I don't want to hear that. I want to hear about it because from me. Tell me what you do. Don't tell me what the person doesn't do. Tell me what you do. And if it lines up with me, I'll purchase from you. But if you're telling me I should buy because that person's bad, well, you might just be as bad. Tell me why I should buy, not who I should not buy from. Once you do that sort of advertising, I'm done with you. I did that with an LP. Our competitor came in with great pricing. They go, oh, don't do that. They're going to do this. They're going to do that. I said, can you match the pricing? No. Okay. Well, I'm going to get a full tank of propane, and I want to save $400. So I want to get it from them. And I had them for 2 years, and their service was fine. Unfortunately, they went out of business because, they're selling propane too cheap. And then I had the other company come back. I said, you're not going to keep my business by giving me a boogeyman story. Ooh, scary. little bit older than that. So this is from the walk in the woods, which was very enjoyable. Gonna eat breakfast. I got my pepper plants out there in the sun. I had the tomato plants out there for the sun a little bit, brought them back in because they're still small. And when they're small, if you set them out and hit them with the sun for 12 hours, they'll just burn up. They'll come out there and they'll be just bleached white and they're done. I learned that the hard way a couple of years ago. I had them all growing inside and I put them outside and said, oh man, they were doing great. And I came back from work and they were all dead. I said, well, that was not fun. So I've got the tomato plants coming up, which I will transplant in about a month into grow bags. And I planted some peppers and wait for them to come up. In about a month, I'll transplant them into maybe that one area I'll be showing again, where it's a square box and I'm gonna build up one more level. So my garden this year is going to consist a lot of the things that I eat and have luck with, so tomatoes and peppers. No sweet corn. Sweet corn, all I ended up doing was feeding the raccoons. All right? Not putting all that effort in to feed raccoons. Which is a little mammal here. I don't think they're over in Europe. Although they probably have some that look somewhat like them. And they're really good about getting into your trash and picking corn just as it ripens up in the middle of the night. So it's like, all that work. And then they're like, oh, thank you. More, please? Thank you. So I guess the lessons today, I'll figure it out, yeah. Get around. Get around. Let's see if I play with her ball. Here she goes. Oops. There we go. Better chase a little purple ball I found on one of my. Yeah, I washed it and bleached it. And now she plays with it. I'm going to toast the bread. It kind of makes the bread a little bit more firm. And then I got a big fat egg for my first sandwich. And then I'll cook a second one, but I am really hungry, so I need to get that first sandwich in here pronto. So I got all my stuff posted yesterday on my benching and throwing disc. Last two benching sessions I was not happy with, but they are what they are. Friday will be my next bench session. Today, if I make it into the gym, I will probably do arms and probably some back. And Thursday, I'll probably do shoulders. Maybe some legs, and then Friday or Saturday, we'll see. Thank you. It's got some work yet. I'm a little rusty, which is expected after taking the winter off, but it's coming back. I like my release. I've only hit the oak tree twice, so and not hard, so that's good. And I'm going to do it more of a method where I'm doing the ending throw this week, the last two steps next week, and then the week after that, I'll do all three steps. And like I said, my goal is just to throw further than I did in the state. I'd like to beat it by, 10 or 20 feet. Hey, Christopher, how we doing? Thanks for hopping in. Thanks for the thumbs up. Hopefully everybody's starting to get the notification now, and it'll pop in. I know the weather's getting better, so people are doing probably more outdoor stuff, which you should be. So I know my views are less, but it's understandable. Of course, it is 6 hours, so it's 4 o'clock over there in jolly old England. almost 5 o'clock. We're here, it's still pretty early in the morning. Early in the morning. And I got Binks going nuts. What you doing, Binks? Might be able to hear her running around. Oh, my toast. Almost forgot about it. This is how I get burnt toast. Get that burnt. But the next one would be. So whatever, if you don't let the toaster cool down, the next time you put bread in there, it gets toasted much, much faster. So yeah, I am going to wolf down one of these sandwiches right away. I am into my last half gallon of Fairlife milk last week. Sunday, texted the wife that she needs to stop and get some more. I really can't get it because I can't store it long enough. I mean, it lasts a long time, but it does need to be refrigerated. My new shirts are doing well. My daughter sent me a message saying that somebody had ordered one of my working on those crazy old man strength shirts. That was probably a follower of mine, so that was pretty cool. Thank you for doing so. She's like, what do you want out of it? I said, I don't want anything out of it. I said, keep that couple dollars you made. When I come visit, trust me, I'll get it back in food. Not gonna worry about it. You know, she sells 100 of them. There's 100 more of my name out there. That's called a win-win. There we go. I tell you, I am worked out of hunger. I need a line. I'm lying, I'm dying. It was like when I was coming out of those woods, first breakfast had worn off. So I get the bacon here, dry off. Get my one egg cooked. Yesterday I did remember to go get coffee. So Mrs. Scottish Fitness was able to have coffee this morning. When I got home last night, I got it all set. Binks is playing with the wife's house slippers. I didn't mean she needs to go outside, but she's getting rambunctious. Remember to put our secret spices on here. Secret agent, secret. Yeah, basically everybody knows about it. Sea salt and fresh ground pepper. If you remember, wife and I bought this up in Glen, Illinois, I think on our first wedding anniversary. Because I always wanted one. And still have it. Over 30 years, bought that and a pair of tongs, which I still have. So that was pretty cool. This is going to hit the spot. I eat in front of you, but I is hungry. I need some sustenance. And what I'll do is I'll probably make one or two to pack up and take with me. They do have a cafeteria, and I don't mind going there sometimes. But the food's not the best. Well, it's cafeteria food. So it is what you would expect from cafeteria food. You know, and all tastes the same and not as nutritious as you would like it to be. Hopefully my signal's still good. If somebody give me a 5x5, I would appreciate it, or let me know if I'm doing freeze frame. Now the bread is toaster has calmed down. I'll throw these 2 pieces of bread in there and hopefully not forget about it like I did last time. Otherwise, sometimes you get them overcooked. So I have cheese, I have bacon, I have an egg, bread. It is really good nutrition. I mean, the bread's not necessary, but every now and then I got to throw that in there. Loud and clear here. Awesome. So how is everything over in jolly good England? Because in here, the big cities, it's not good. I don't know if it made the news over there, but you had a couple hundred teenagers in Chicago just riot, beat up people, steal, break glass, tip over cars. And then the mayor was like, well, they're doing this because the big corporations are, making money off of our hard-earned money. I'm just thinking, really? I don't know. If I was a big corporation in those big cities and the mayor said that, I can't believe that their business is profitable as it is. Much money they have to spend because of all the theft. You got the mayors telling small business, well, you need to hire security. How the hell are they going to afford that? You kidding me? I tell you, the world has lost its mind. I truly think that listen, Churchill and Lyndon B. Johnson and FDR be rolling in their friggin' graves. They've seen the way the world is. How about making a mistake? And they came out with the great new world. Not going very well. But they cooled down a little bit. But enough of that. Usual assortment of things, inflation, corrupt politicians, et cetera, et cetera. This is true. And I think if you go into politics, if you're not corrupt at first, if you want to sit there and get reelected, you have to be. They had one, he got on one of the social media, says, I've only been doing this for about 3 months. He goes, I tell you, they're fooling you. Says the way they act in front of a camera is not the way they act when they're in closed door meetings. Because when they're in closed door meetings, they're having regular conversations. But once you put a camera on there, they play the clown. So they're faking it. And that seems to be the nature of things. Once you put that camera in front of them, they pretty much act the fool. That was one extra sandwich. Right now, if I do need to get, well, I say it now, we'll see. I do need to get my day started. Let's take a bite and see how it tastes. Most beneficial. Killer Sid 187. Hello, welcome. Amelia, how you doing? You had me at second breakfast. Yep. First breakfast has definitely worn off. I'll be posting the hiking in the woods later. I'm having a great day. The sun's shining. Went out in the woods for about 40 minutes. I'll post that video later this evening. Got second breakfast going. Hope I'll get some mowing and some road tilling in and some throwing in before I go to work. Now remember, vitamins and minerals are good for you. Now I seen it's funny, I seen an ad for a Chuck Norris product that he's, wanting everybody to have. And that vitamins and minerals are not the key to losing weight. Well, no, they're not. They never were about losing weight. They were about health, about being healthy. Oh, then strep. Yeah, I used to get strep a lot. So remember, vitamin C, vitamin D3, and zinc are your best ones for immune health. Doesn't mean you won't get sick taking them, but it generally means you'll be able to fight it better and be able to recover better. So besides the multivitamin, I always take a D of zinc and vitamin C in higher dosage. Now, if I'm outside a lot, I may not have to do the vitamin D. On a sunny day, I'm producing plenty of it. But on cloudy days, and during the winter, I'm definitely taking a lot more of it. And vitamin D, I do not. And here's the reason. They poop everywhere. They had them at one time. And they tend to make noise at 5 in the morning when I'm trying to sleep. So the neighbors down the road, 2 miles, have chickens. And that's where I get these eggs from. Now I do put a large garden in. So if the SHTF did happen, I could trade vegetables for eggs in the barter system, which they're trying to make illegal. Better with no roosters, yep. Now, one neighbor does jump off his chicken bedding in my garden. So if you're watching me when I was rototilling on my live stream, that's what I was spreading. He had dumped 2 loads there. So I told him, because he never knew what to do with it, I said, dump it in my garden. It's wood chips and chicken poop. That's good fertilizer. Yeah, it will be, especially when they go to that digital currency. By the way, Johnny had a good video this morning. I hated to leave it, but I wanted to get my walk in the woods in. I watched a good half hour of it. Now, I don't know, Amelia, if you follow the Alaska Prepper, Rudy. If you don't, he's a good one to follow. He does some good research. Miss Worm could post the link to that. But the Alaskan Prepper Rudy, I watch also. Because he's in Alaska, his videos usually run later in the afternoon. He has a good live stream on Friday afternoon. I think it's around 5 or 6 o'clock Central Time. Oh, it's good. I'm gonna eat too. I don't think this is gonna make it to lunch. I think this is gonna be the second breakfast. We'll see. We'll see if I can hold off. I used to watch other channels, but one that thing has been mentioned a lot of times. I'm not going to say who he is, but he still has good information, but he does too much clickbait. Every video is the world's coming in and so I stopped watching him. He had really nothing new to add. And he's a big believer in, he falls for that climate change narrative. And as a scientist myself, reducing the emissions we're doing, which we've already have, not a bad idea, but the end of the world's not coming. They want to spend money cleaning up our oceans and waterways with all the trash that China and India dumps into it. You know, watch my short videos or my walk videos around the neighborhood. You can see I'm always picking up cans. They're always thrown off the road, which is ridiculous. Signet Prepper, British Standard Time. So that would be 5 p.m. our time. I'll check that out. Yeah, I mean, the amount of trash that we produce, that we all produce. You know, like I said, all my eggshells and coffee grounds and vegetable and fruit scraps go in the garden. You know, I do save the cans and recycle them. They don't pay a lot. You know, if they're really wanting to clean the planet up, then they would pay more than a nickel a pound for aluminum cans. They used to pay almost $1. You know, it used to be worth doing it because you could make some good money off it now. You know, I can take 30 pounds in there and I make a couple bucks. It's not really the time and effort, but I do pick them up off the road. Yeah, I don't want them there. I don't understand why people are always throwing them there. You know, they just take them home, put them in the trash, or in a recycle bin. You know, lots of things besides what they're doing. But that's the problem as a species. I think we're kind of wasteful. You know, they have some boats that actually scoop the garbage out of the ocean and use it for fuel. But, you know, why don't they make more of them? Well, because it costs money and it doesn't serve their purpose. Just try to keep us in fear. Now we have a cat lock on that now. Crazy times. Hey, Ray, how we doing? You missed first breakfast, but I didn't video that. This is second breakfast, which I just did eat a sandwich. I'm trying to determine if I'm going to eat the second one or if I'm going to save it for later. I'm going to try to save it for later. Because it's better to eat a lot of smaller meals to keep your energy level up than eat a big meal. If I eat a big meal right now, I want to go take a nap. And as enjoyable as naps are, I don't always have time for that. Well, you don't always have time for that, man. But you have to make sure you get enough nutrition. But yeah, I did enjoy John's video today. I enjoy his videos all the time. I was glad it was alive. I know he was doing those premieres for a while, and they're not as much fun. And you know, but he was saying he was getting better analytics on it, but then again, I wouldn't trust YouTube analytics anyway. By the time I think I have it figured out, they change it. For those of you just coming in, I'll go back over to where I started out with. I started with the troll comments of the week, which I seem to get more on Instagram now than I do on YouTube. I think I've filtered out most of the YouTube ones. So I had one on Instagram. Oh, please stop posting videos. So I blocked him. So in his mind, I stopped posting. Now in my mind, I don't have to put up with him. Yep. It was lighter. It was a lot of fun. I know the other day he was on a roll. He was you could tell he was frustrated with the way things are going, as we all are. But today he seemed more relaxed. You know, it was enjoyable. But yeah, gotta power those muscles. Gotta feed the need. Especially if I'm going to get to the gym today. So I usually have to leave in about 3 hours. Yeah, 3 hours. If I just go to work. Now, if I want to do something in town, I have to leave a little bit sooner. So yesterday was about getting some things done. So I got my oil change in the car, and I was able to go to the store and buy some things that I needed. But I had worked out in the morning, so it was good to go there. So I had worked out. As soon as I came home, pulled the car in the driveway, got out, threw the discus for about 12 times. And I try to keep it at that, because if you throw it too many times, then the next day your arm's really sore. And I did that one time last year where I threw way too long. Well, your body prioritizes protein, does a priority on protein. So understand, your brain and heart get number one. So you generally need about 90 grams of protein a day just for brain health. So if you eat 90 grams of protein, chances are not much of it's going to make it to the muscle, because the body's going to say it needs to go to the brain. That's where it's going. But yes, I eat a lot of protein to keep the muscle healthy and keep it built up. I mean, when I'm working out, I'm tearing up muscle. So if you don't ingest the protein, your body will sit there and actually break down muscle elsewhere to repair the area that you tore up. So you're not going to make any gains. You're not going to get any stronger. You're actually doing more damage than you can repair. So yes, and I like milk and eggs. So it's not anything difficult for me. I'm eating foods that I enjoy. I like fish. I like steak. I like pork. I like chicken. I like venison. I like vegetables. I like fruits. I like food. Like I say, if it swims, flies, runs or crawls, or grows, I eat it. I'm what do you say, equal opportunity food eater. So this is what I'm going to pack for later. It may make it to work, or I just might eat it after I get done with the rototiller in mowing the yard. Time will tell. Time is on my side. Yes, it is. Remember, all exercise is good. So that's another thing, right? I had a creator. I'm not going to mention them out, so I don't call them out. I don't do that. You know, something that Rudy and John doesn't do either, for the most part. So, but literally, his video consisted, his first half of his video consisted of making fun of another creator, another lifter, who I know. And it was very insulting. He's an old fat guy, and he's doing all this stuff wrong, and he barely, and then he said, this is how you're supposed to do it, and then he showed, him stuff. This is what I told him. I said, I got no respect. I got zero respect for the creators who make fun of another creator to promote their material. So have your video stand on its own. There's nothing wrong with his content. He had good content, except his first half of his video was making fun of a creator that I know. So I kind of let him know what I thought of him. Said, that it's just, you're just garbage when you do that, and it's not necessary. I don't know why he felt it was necessary. I watched his workouts, which seemed fine, and here he's making fun of somebody who I know works very hard. So he's making fun of an older person who has done great strides in losing weight. He's lost 50 pounds last year and done a great stride of keeping his strength, who used to be homeless and an alcoholic, and he's neither of that now. And then this piece of garbage will make fun of him. So I called him out on it. I didn't use language, I didn't use insult. I just told him I have zero respect for you. Trying to make your video better, as Mrs. Worm said, blowing up their candle to make yours glow brighter. And I'm excited to see the people that are agreeing with him, which are probably garbage just like him. He's a smaller channel than both of us. Not that matters, but still, he's not going to grow big if that's the way he is. You're only gonna attract so much garbage. And everybody else is going to see you for what you are. Reason I like John's videos is because John's real. And a very talented young man. I've read one of his books. And I love to read. I can't write, but I love to read. I like the short stories Mrs. Worm's done. What inspired you to start your channel? Good question, Amelia. My two daughters. So when I was out in Arizona about 2 years ago, I had a YouTube channel, but it wasn't named. I was just on YouTube. My daughter said, Dad, you're posting your videos on these Facebook groups. You're getting thousands and thousands of views, and it's inspiring stuff. You should do a YouTube channel. Well, I didn't know anything about doing a channel, so they actually set my channel up for me. So this logo was my daughter Cheyenne. Setting up all the computer stuff was pretty much my daughter Shayna and Cheyenne. My daughter Shayna's SD shop, which is in the description, which is that Fallout umbrella, sells my t-shirts right from her SD shop. So if you want to get some of my gear, and she does other cool stuff too on it, you can go to SD at Fallout Umbrella. The link is in the description, and see if there's anything she has that you're interested of. I've had some people buy some of my shirts from her, which is pretty cool. So they inspired me to do it. What kept me inspired is when people would say, hey, I'm now exercising. I started going outside more. I started going for walks. I started lifting again. I started eating better. That's what inspires me when I hear people's success stories, giving me some credit for motivation. And I say some credit. You don't get all your motivation from me. I can be motivating, but there you go. Well, the race is what's fun. I like to sit there and challenge myself with people who are stronger than me. There's Cole Bennett down in St. Louis, Missouri. Or not St. Louis, Springfield, Missouri. He's just, oh my God, he's so strong. My age and that, but he's number one in the show class. I wanted to work out with him when we went down there in Easter, but it just didn't work out that way. But next time I'm down there, I will work out with him because he's far stronger than I am, and that's who I want to work out with. I want to work out with somebody who's stronger than I am. I want to work out with somebody who's going to motivate me to push even harder. But like I said, I can be motivating, but the motivation comes from yourself. And that's why I talk about it, when I go to the gym. And I tell you, man, I really wanted to just stay home. I was thinking about maybe just, have a cup of coffee and, a couple of eggs and just kind of sit there and, play Fallout 4, just sit there on my butt for 3 or 4 hours. But I know I would be upset if I did. So I got up. I went to the gym. Even when I felt tired, even I didn't get the workout I wanted to, it was still a workout. Yes, yeah. I mean, and I appreciate that, and I'm glad that you do get inspiration from what I do. And I tell people everything is exercise. If you're contracting a muscle, you are exercising. When you get some of these careers going, well, this exercise does nothing for you. That's a lie. Every exercise done. If you're contracting a muscle, you're exercising. Something is getting exercise. Those muscles are burning calories. They are getting strengthened, regardless how you do the exercise. Everything. Movement is medicine. Moving is improving. And the physical exercise will inspire and help your mental well-being. That's a proven fact. So, not only makes you strong muscles, but strong bones, strong ligaments, stronger heart, stronger circulatory system, but it makes a strong mind also. So, just get out, just go to the gym and lift, or go outside and walk, work in the garden, chop wood. Randy, is always out there from Missouri. Randy's always chopping wood. That's exercise. Trust me. Working in the garden is exercise. Doing landscaping, planting flowers, all that is exercise. And it gets you outdoors, and you're probably exposed to the sun, which is also good for you. Yes, you need to move more. The best thing for a sore back is walking, not running, walking. I got to walk out the sore back. And I love gardening. The old joke, I have a weak back. How long have you had it for? About a week back. Dad joke. I did warn you though. But all that is good. And then when somebody sits there and tries to ridicule you about what you're doing, just walk away from them. You have positive people who push you to be the best version of yourself. And that's what you're trying to do. When you're in the gym or you're exercising that, you're not competing with anybody. You're just trying to be a slightly better version of yourself by the end of the year. And that's the only person I'm competing with. Now, I will compete against others, and I will congratulate them for their successes as well as I congratulate myself for my successes. But yeah, don't surround yourself with positive people. I don't mean people that just everything is wonderful, but I mean people that have a positive outlook in life. And if you got people that are negative around you, get away from them. Because misery loves company. And I when people are complaining to me about stuff that I feel is just ridiculous, I just walk away. I just tell them I'm not into gossip. Well, I'm not gossiping. Yes, you are. This is exactly what gossip is. So I come to work, I do my work, I go home. Okay, this is how I make money. When I go home, this is how I enjoy my life. The simple things as picking flowers for the wife back in the woods, to rotilling in the garden, mowing the grass, cooking. I love cooking. If you want to eat, you got to cook. Right, competing against who you were yesterday. And understand, there will be ups and downs. All right? And when you're on a downswing, you just work harder to get back to the upswing. It's not a straight line. It's wee, but eventually it's a straight line. Eventually. And there's always, other ways to improve, as good as I'm in one area, I say, well, I need to work on this. Sometimes I'll change my routine because I'll forget some sort of muscle group. The thief of joy. Very good. I like those. Social media inflames a lot of things. So not so much in the live streams because, it's still more of a one-on-one conversation, but behind the keyboard, people are posting things they would never do in face-to-face confrontations. The level of hate that I see on Twitter, and it's just huge. I mean, Twitter to me is just garbage. It reminds me of Topics. Topics was another garbage format years and years ago, decades ago, where there's just so much hate. And it's just because there wasn't somebody there to punch them in the face. Call them keyboard warriors. The brave behind the keyboard. I had a media personality say something ignorant to me about my kids. He said Tasha or Tashia or whatever, some young black man who was always on Fox News. He was always the counterpoint saying stuff stupid. And he made a comment, well, it must be nice to have your, blonde hair, blue eyed kids. I said, well, first of all, before you comment about somebody, you should know something about them. I said, my wife is, Native American Lakota. So my kids are Indian. And he goes, oh, $2 Indians. I said, not even going to post what I would do to you. I said, but if you said that to my face, and we both know you would not, I said, you would need dental work. I said, I don't care, you're half my age. You said something that ignorant to my face, it wouldn't work well for you. But you're not, because you're behind the keyboard. And had a few of his followers said, you guys might as well just shut the hell up. You're behind the keyboard. You would never say that to my face, whether if I was 8 foot tall or 5 foot tall. You wouldn't say that. You're just a coward hiding behind a keyboard. And that's all you are. And if I ever do meet the guy, it's not going to be good. I may not hit him, but I'll verbally ruin his day. Well, they would never say it to my face. Just like I would never say that something like that to someone's face. And I won't say it behind a keyboard either. I'm not that type of person. That's a person that just hates themselves. They try to build themselves up by tearing other people down. Down another 20 pounds. Awesome. Good job, Ray. Keep it going. Now I just got to get rid of those cigarettes. And you'll really be going there. But, one thing at a time. Knuckle sandwich. To the moon, Alice. To the moon. But anyway. Everything, keep it in a positive light. Amelia came out with some really good sayings. You're just trying to be a better version of yourself. The only person I compete with is myself. And he's a real slave driver, I'm telling you. Always dragging me to the gym, making me work out. Love that guy. Stand on your own 2 feet, not by sitting there crawling over other people. So I'm going to try to get things done now. So I'm off onto the lawnmower and then the roller tiller. And then hopefully after that, I'll have time to throw some discus, which I'll post later on today. So expect a lot of long and interesting videos of me picking these flowers and other things out in the woods. And I do appreciate the support. Go Beaverines. And I'll see a lot of you on other channels also. And I appreciate you stopping in and spending part of your day with me. Yep, gotta beat those shippings back in there. Have a good day, everyone. Thanks very much for stopping in.